That night changed more than just one cab driver's life, because some secrets only surface when danger strikes, and some brotherhoods are never forgotten, even years later. Welcome to The Human Stories. Before we begin this powerful tale of respect, loyalty, and silent heroism, tell us in the comments what city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, hit that subscribe button, because real heroes shouldn't be forgotten. 11:47 p.m. The yellow cab moves silently through Chicago's neon-lit downtown streets. Behind the wheel sits Frank Miller, 58 years old. His gray hair is neatly trimmed. Deep lines mark his weathered face, but his eyes remain alert. For the past 15 years, he's been doing the same job, night shift taxi driving. Never complains, never raises his voice. Just does his work. Other drivers blast music, talk constantly, complain about traffic. But Frank's cab is always quiet. Passengers sometimes wonder, sometimes feel uncomfortable. But he just smiles and says, "Silence can be peaceful." The other drivers at the taxi stand like him but don't really know him. They call him Frank, respect him because he's a decent man, but nobody knows where he came from, what he's lived through, and he doesn't tell. Tonight is different. The weather is cold, customers are few. Past midnight, he's doing his final run. 4 young men he picked up from Lincoln Park are heading to River North. They're drunk, laughing loudly, cursing at each other. Frank watches them in the rearview mirror but says nothing. "Yo, driver, what's with this music?" says one of them. "Put on something fun." Frank replies politely, "Radio's broken, son. Sorry about that." "No worries, man. How long you been driving cab?" asks another. 15 years. 15 years? Damn, so you've always been a driver? Frank stays quiet, because there are questions he doesn't want to answer. What was he doing 15 years ago? Why did he choose driving? Why does he always work nights? Nobody knows these things. They reach River North. One of the guys pays the fare, but the others don't want to get out. "Yo, driver, take us to Gold Coast too," says one in a slurred voice. "Sure thing, son. Climb back in." But this time, the atmosphere changes. One of them, Tyler, starts getting more aggressive. He's bragging to his friends about how rich he is, boasting about his father's company. "These old dudes are such losers," he says loudly. "Driving cab all night, no expectations from life." Frank remains silent, but his eyes harden in the rearview mirror. "You know what, old man," Tyler continues, "you probably don't make in a month what we spend in one night." His friends laugh, but one starts feeling uncomfortable. "Tyler, chill. The guy's just doing his job." "Chill what?" Tyler shouts. "These old guys always complain, always blame us young people. But what have they ever accomplished?" When they reach Gold Coast, Tyler refuses to pay. "Listen, old man, we're doing you a favor. Otherwise, we'd just walk." Frank says calmly, "Son, I just need my fare." "What fare? What fare?" "If you're still working at your age, that means you've never accomplished anything in life. Let's see what happens if we don't pay." That's when Frank's voice changes for the first time. Deep, calm, but with a completely different tone. "Son, pay the fare and go your way." But Tyler takes this as weakness. "Or what? You gonna call the cops?" He pulls out a beer bottle from his bag and swings it toward Frank's head. But Frank's reflexes are surprisingly fast. He raises his arm to catch the bottle while simultaneously twisting Tyler's wrist. A very gentle movement, but Tyler cries out in pain. "Son," Frank says, no anger in his voice. "Last time I'm saying this. Pay up and leave." Tyler is in shock, his wrist hurting. His friends are frozen too. He pulls out the money and pays. But it doesn't end there. After the young men get out, Tyler is furious. "That old bastard humiliated me. I'm not letting this slide." 20 minutes later, a group of 6 more guys shows up. Tyler's friends, he called. Frank's cab is still in the same spot. "There he is," Tyler says. "This old freak attacked me." Frank sits in his cab, listening to classical music on the radio. He sees the young men coming but isn't scared. He just pulls out his cell phone and dials a number. "Hey, Mike, it's Frank." "Yeah, that Frank. I'm in Gold Coast, got a little situation." "No, nothing big, but all right, I'll wait." The young men surround the taxi. Tyler bangs on it with a wine bottle. "Get out here. Let's see how tough you really are." Frank slowly gets out, 6 against 1, but there's no fear in his posture. "Boys," he says in his calm voice, "go home. It's late." "Who are you, our father?" one of them shouts. "No," Frank says, "but I'm old enough to be someone's father. And let me tell you something, you picked the wrong guy." That's when they hear cars approaching from the distance. First one, then a second, third. 5 cars arrive in succession and stop next to Frank. The men getting out are silent. They're in their 50 seconds and 60 seconds, but their posture is military, hard eyes, measured movements. They don't speak, just line up behind Frank. The young men are confused. "What the hell is this?" one whispers. The oldest among them, Mike, steps forward. He whispers something in Frank's ear. Frank nods. "Boys," Mike says, his voice cold as ice, "wasn't touching our friend enough?" Tyler is still defiant. "Who the hell are you guys?" Mike smiles, but it's not a warm smile. "Us? We're Frank's old work buddies." "What work?" asks another one. This time Frank answers, "Green Berets, Special Forces." Silence falls over the street. The young men look at each other. Mike continues, "This man fought in Afghanistan for 3 tours. He was in over 80 combat missions, wounded twice, came back from death 3 times, and he never told anyone." Another adds, "We're his teammates. Some of us retired, some started businesses, but when someone calls Frank, we all show up." Tyler's voice is shaking. We didn't know." "Of course you didn't," says the third one, "because real soldiers don't tell their stories. They live quietly, do their job." Frank raises his hand. "All right, guys, the boys understand. Let them go." But Mike wants to continue. "Frank, did these kids throw a bottle at you?" "It's over, Mike. Let them leave." The young men scatter like they're running away. But as they leave, Tyler turns back. "Sir, we're sorry. We're sorry. We really didn't know." Frank nods. "It's okay, son, but don't ever treat anyone like that again." Because every quiet man has a story. The Green Berets also leave one by one. Mike stays last. "Frank, why don't you ever tell people? Let them know who they're talking to." As Frank opens his cab door, "Mike, brother, real strength is in silence. No need to tell. When needed, you came, Tony came, Jim came. That's enough." After that night, people in the neighborhood started looking at Frank differently. The drivers at the taxi stand tried asking curious questions, but he still didn't tell. Only one day, a young driver asked, "Frank, is it true you were in Special Forces?" Frank smiled. "Son, some jobs end, but they don't let you go. We're still here, still protecting each other." "Then why drive a taxi?" "Because," Frank said, his eyes drifting to the distance, "after the mountains, the city's silence feels good, and serving people continues in a different way." This isn't just Frank's story. This is the story of heroes who live quietly, don't tell their past, but are always ready when needed. Have you ever met someone like that? Someone quiet, humble, but carrying great strength inside? Share their stories in the comments. Because at The Human Stories, we believe real heroism is carried in silence. If this video touched you, like it, share it, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next story. Until then, pay a little more attention to the quiet people you meet, because every silent man has a story,